Listen to the sound of the rain. What is up, my squirrelites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Dishonored. In the last episode, we made it here into Dr. Galvani's home, and we are searching for this rat viscera that we can use to poison the Bottle House Street gang. And this episode... oh, there's so many ways this can be done.
Stupid goddamn.
I think he's the only one up here, so I'm going to be very, very careful about this. Let's kill this guy. Goodbye. Loot his body. He's got the lab key. Perfect. Let's actually keep on this. And honestly, he might be the only one I have to worry about up here. Gotcha. Alright, so, what do we got? Bull rat fetus. Oh, I can just throw this at things. That's really gross. Okay. I was hoping that would like be worth money or something like that. Rat processed whale oil. That's worth money, though. Okay. Very carefully now. There's another one of these fetuses over here. That's just weird. I'm sorry. This is strange. Lab equipment. Also can just be thrown. Okay, gotcha. Book. The Rat Plague. Excerpt from a natural philosopher's notes. For over a year, I've studied this cursed plague, collecting and dissecting rats by the thousands. Given their rapid gestation and maturation cycle, it's been possible to breed them for numerous generations. The rodents themselves seem immune to the plague, but they pass it readily between members of their own species, perhaps through mites. The blood of the rats tells its own story, allowing me to gauge the number of generations that a given group of rats have lived with the plague. As such, a nagging question remains. The rats collected in the poorest parts of town and the slums exhibit the oldest strains of the plague, while those found near the docks, where the foreign plague-bearing rats would presumably have entered our city, exhibit a younger strain of plague. Could this mean that the rats were transported to the slums in some way that is not obvious? I will continue my research. If nothing else, I am living proof that Sokolov's elixir and Piro's remedy are very effective at protecting against the plague if one consumes enough of the stuff. Very, very interesting. Let's grab these things, because why not? We have an audiograph player, which I'm actually going to play.
Obviously, the plague rat is distinct from the ordinary rat, but in what respect? Its size and the coarseness of its fur, and I believe in intelligence, although the experiments there are not complete. Coriander's zoological survey describes only the ordinary rat, which means plague rats have only been here for 5 or 7 years at most. This was not a gradual migration. Could they have been introduced on purpose? Perhaps by a foreign lord.
I have no idea. That is a very intriguing thing to me. I did get the feeling, though, that it's like, you know, there's absolutely no way that this isn't all planned in some way. Someone's behind this, okay? This plague. And I'm sure someone's benefiting from it. It's like that superstition, and it's like, I don't know if I personally believe in it in a way, but I kind of also do at the same time. I don't know. It depends. Also, a fake book. Use that. That's going to allow us to get into here. But that whole superstition that, well, we actually have the cure for cancer, but we're purposefully not giving it out because we're making so much money off of it, kind of thing. And I don't know if I entirely believe that, but, you know, I also wouldn't entirely doubt it because it's like, well, money makes the world go round, as sad as that is. I mean, and I wouldn't put it past them. I just wish, I don't know. If that was the case, and then it was like this big corruption, I'm sure there could be a better compromise than completely like withholding it or something like that. Excerpted interview attached to a formal report by City Works Crew 17A. Okay, I think that was just bad grammar. I've been asked to tell the problem, so here it is. It's been every year that we work like men gone mad during the month of Nets. I don't hardly see my family. Okay, so he just kind of has an accent. It's bad enough that the works is clogged with the trash from the catch, pieces of crates and necks, but the water smells of hagfish guts too. We got to get it done before the month of rain, or you know what. And it ain't like we get help from those pricks in civil engineering either. Been at this job for nigh on 28 years, and I never seen one of them come below. Except to measure will it hold when they go putting up one of their fancy new bridges. So these last 3 years been the worst, and here's why. It's the river crusts moved into the works. We hear a man ahead yell and scream like he's burning up. We all climb up fast. No other choice. Jeez. That's a little bit dark. And also, I didn't read this book, did I? I did not. Rat Behavior and Extermination, except from a series of interviews with street workers by rat catcher Lena. Used to be, you could go out with a bag of stick with a nail on the end and catch as many rats as you could in a night. The city watch paid by weight. My husband Benjamin and I mostly worked alone, and we got by. If we found a place where the rats were real bad, sometimes we'd hire a crew of street brats to work with us. The younger ones who didn't make trouble. We'd pay them with bread and apple cider. Once the plague came, the rats were different, meaner, bigger, and a little quicker. You had to watch yourself. If you got cornered, they'd turn and the swarm would come back at you. I barely got away with my skin a few times. Down in the sewers, the bites hurt afterward, but it was the sounds they made that stayed in your dreams at night. It got more dangerous, and the city watch started paying better. But that didn't last long, because after a while, too, many people had been stripped clean, trying to fill up a bag. One slip and they'd be all over you, gnawing and trying to chew down to the bone. That's how I lost my poor Benji. What a way to go! That's very creepy. I got another book. We got the toilet. We got stuff. We got stuff. Okay. Guess what the whoa, what's going on here? I guess that actually is of no importance apparently, but we do have this book, The Leviathan's Sorrow. Excerpt from a report on a treaties banned by the Rudshore Trade Council. Little is known of Picardi, credited with this series of pamphlets arguing against the whaling trade. While he is gifted, his views are nonsense and threatening the economic underpinnings of the empire. 1. Enslavement. On the breeding and husbanding of whales versus hunting the beasts in the wild after a natural and free life cycle, Picardi offers no solutions for where these massive malevolent creatures might be pastured. Dissolution laments on the destruction of social bands between herd members. Picardi actually uses the term families. 3. Harmony. Drivel on the aesthetic wonder of what is, in reality, the great and terrible ocean that ever threatens to swallow us. Includes arguments on the gentle nature of the brutes, a notion refuted by seamen who return to shore, wide-eyed with tales of the whale's savagery. 4. Disruption. Here Picardi is on his weakest footing, issuing up feverish warnings against the displacement or transference of natural beasts from their native environments. I think I like that better. He is just an animal rights activist. You're going to find them regardless of where you go. It's not too uncommon. Calm down. And, you know, honestly, he might have a point. You never know. I don't know how the whales in this particular universe work. I mean, they were saying they had, what, freaking tentacles on their face? Granted, that could be all made up, but they could just be like any whale that's, you know, IRL. But, you know, whatever. I don't know what to believe entirely. That's just the sound of the clock, isn't it? Thought I heard like someone sharpening a sword downstairs or something. Frick. Gotcha. Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. That's not good. Let's cancel that. Can I do it? Gotcha. No one's here? Oh, he's looking right at me. Is he moving? Doesn't look like he's moving too fast. Alright, I'm gonna go over this way. There's plenty of ways to go around. There is something there. I think I already read that, actually. Never mind.
You won't stay hidden for long.
Well, I will. I guess he's going this way. Goodbye. Gotcha. Alright, I think we are good. So let me just get this. Let's see, can I loot any of these guys? Not anything here. And what about, who's the guy that I shot in the face? This guy. Nope, nothing. Alright, so I guess we are good to go. Quietly.
I hear you.
Well, I did not think, I thought I was in stealth mode. Oops, my bad. Well, hopefully that's everyone. Is there any way that I can just have some fun? There we go. Alright, I'll just do that. Alright, let's go back. And hopefully there is no one to worry about as I go over here. There was that one person I rendered unconscious, but I think they might still be down below. What? Rune or bone charm nearby. That's not what I meant to press. Shoot! Where? Oh, you are right there. Holy crap, you're close. Okay. And that rune's way up ahead, though, so I'm not going to worry about it. How would I go about getting to you? That is the real question. Is there any way over? Aha!
Let me out. I'm fine.
Okay, it looks like it's in this building. So how am I gonna do this?
It was just a cold.
Are you sure? Because you know we have to check you over. And there's an inspection fee.
To the void with Bottle Street and to the void.
Gotcha. Are you not dead still? I shot you with a dart and then I stabbed you a couple times. Can I break in? Here.
I owe you, brother. I won't ask about the mask. I wouldn't want my face seen either, pulling a stunt like that. You know what? I'll return the favor. Come by Griff's shop. That's my business. Well, it was, at one time, but now I'm reduced to scavenging things from here and there as the city dies. If you need anything, I wouldn't mind trading for a little money. Maybe someday the plague will blow over and everything will go back to normal. But until then, it's scavenging for me.
Alright, Griff. I will definitely take you up on that offer.
Huh?
Hopefully. Empty bottle. Just gonna throw that against the wall. I don't care. Let's see. I needed that, but whatever. Where is this bone? There you are. Blink. Help me out. Where are you at? Gimme. Alright. What does this one do? Rat scent. Rats attack only when you walk. When you walk closer. Okay, I can take that. Bone charms. Excerpt from a book on sailing traditions in Scrimshaw. Bone charms, a sailor's blessing, they say. The carving itself is a practice from long back, passed from father to son. Old man Salt to Greenhorn, still getting his sea legs beneath him. In the old times, men cut into the tusks of ice seals and into arm-long fangs of bears that roamed the isles north of Tivia. Once the whale trade began, the practitioners went to engraving the bones of those great beasts, rendering charms that sing in the night and grant some small boon to a man's vigor or defense against pregnancy. All right, birth protection. Or birth control or whatever. You know what? Let's just pick up this corp and... Yeah. I don't know why I need to do that. Alright. Well. Now, granted, how would that actually work for birth control? Is like... Would you, like, shove the bone charm in her... You know, I'm just going to stop with that train of thought, and we are going to head over this way, so I can go to poisoning the street gang's whiskey distillery. That is Grim, actually, isn't it? That is Grim. Hi, Grim. How's it going, buddy? Griff, excuse me. What is in this building right here? Art dealer's apartment cannot be opened at this time. That's another place we can get to later, which is cool. Alright, bullets, yes please. And let's start sneaking. Alright. Doesn't look like there's anyone over there. That's actually where that's over to Granny's house, actually. And here is the Dunwall Whiskey Distillery. Let's go inside. And ladies and gentlemen, oh, we're in a hostile zone. That is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Dishonored. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much. In the next episode, we're going to be making our way to Dunwall Distillery. See you guys then.